I'm going to show you 5 places in India where people who ignored warnings ended up dead, missing, or permanently traumatized. I'm going to show you 5 places in India where people who ignored warnings ended up dead, missing, or permanently traumatized. There's a grove where staying past sunset makes you lose your mind. A highway where drivers hear their names seconds before crashing. And a church that drowns every monsoon but refuses to stay dead. Welcome back to Wait, Let Me Explain. Today, we're exploring 5 haunted locations where locals will tell you one thing. Don't go there. Some doors are locked for your protection, not your curiosity. Nidhivan in Vrindavan isn't just spiritually significant, it's genuinely terrifying. Every evening, priests lock the gates and the entire area goes silent. No birds, no animals, just oppressive stillness. Locals keep their windows shut and refuse to look outside. They say Lord Krishna performs the Ras Leela here each night, and mortal eyes aren't meant to witness it. But people have tried. A security guard once hid inside to see what really happens. The next morning, they found him curled in a corner, eyes wide open, completely unresponsive. He never spoke again. Another tourist climbed a tree to watch. By dawn, he was found wandering the streets, laughing hysterically, his mind completely shattered. Even skeptics who visit say there's something deeply unsettling about Nidhivan after dark. The air feels heavy, wrong. Whether you believe in divine dances or not, the fear here is real. In Kursong, West Bengal, there's Dow Hill. Between Victoria Boys' School and Dow Hill Girls' Boarding School runs a stretch they call the Death Road. People walking this path hear footsteps behind them when nobody's there. Children's laughter echoing through empty forests. But the most chilling sight is the headless boy. Dozens of witnesses have seen a young boy in school uniform walking along the road, and when he turns around, there's nothing above his shoulders. Woodcutters refuse to work in these forests. They've heard whispers coming from the trees, seen shadows moving when nothing's there. During winter, when the mist rolls in, locals won't go near Victoria Boys' School at all. They say a murder happened there years ago, and the victim never left. Tourists report feeling watched, hearing knocking on windows at 3 a.m., and seeing figures in hallways that vanish when approached. Dow Hill isn't just haunted, it's actively hostile. Dumas Beach in Gujarat has black sand. And there's a reason. This beach was a Hindu burial ground for centuries. Bodies were cremated here, their ashes mixed with the sand. The beach remembers. After sunset, dogs that wander here start barking at nothing, then refuse to move forward, pulling desperately to leave. Visitors report hearing whispers in the wind and their own names being called from the darkness. Several people have disappeared from Dumas Beach. Some were found wandering miles away with no memory. Others were never found at all. Locals warn tourists, don't go to Dumas after dark. Don't respond if you hear your name. And whatever you do, don't walk toward the water. In Goa, there's a highway between Dabolim Airport and the naval base. The road is straight, well maintained, nothing that should cause accidents. Yet crashes happen here constantly, and survivors tell the same story. They heard a voice calling their name. They turned to look. Then they lost control. One driver saw a woman in white standing in the middle of the road. He swerved, crashed into a tree, and when he came to, there was no one there. Another heard knocking on his window while driving at 60 kilometers per hour. When he glanced over, a face was pressed against the glass. The rational explanation. Maybe driver fatigue, maybe lighting. But the crashes keep happening. The stories keep matching. And drivers say they feel an overwhelming urge to close their eyes while driving, like something is trying to pull them into sleep. Finally, Shettihalli in Karnataka. The Rosary Church was built in the 1860s by French missionaries. Then in the 1960s, a dam was constructed. The village was evacuated, and every monsoon, the reservoir floods, submerging the entire structure underwater. Distant hymns singing. Here's what's unnerving. The church should have collapsed by now. Decades underwater should have destroyed it. But every year when the water recedes, Shettihalli Church rises again. Soft choir swell, intact, refusing to crumble, faint whisper. Locals say the dead buried in the churchyard won't let it fall. Low choir note. During dry season, visitors report shadows moving inside, the sound of hymns when nobody's there, and feeling watched from empty windows. Hymn reverb. Cameras malfunction inside the church, batteries draining instantly. And every monsoon, the water swallows it whole, and every year it emerges again, trapped in an endless cycle it can't escape. 5 places. A grove where witnesses lose their minds. A forest where headless children walk. A beach that whispers the names of the living. A highway that crashes cars with phantom voices. And a church that refuses to die. These aren't legends. These are real locations where people have died, disappeared, or been traumatized. What do you think? Have you been to any of these places? Drop your experiences below, and if you want more haunted stories, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, some doors are locked for a reason. Don't go looking for what's behind them.